YouTube, Wagwan. In this video, I want to discuss the approach on approaching women. So one, I just want to start off by saying I don't recommend using any dating apps. You need to allow an organic interaction to happen. And you can cold approach, but personally, I don't think it's optimal. I do not recommend cold approaching. Like, for example, yes, it's a good idea in general to approach every woman that you find attractive, but you have to be working on yourself to be able to do that, and you have to have enough confidence to do that. But in general, if I see a woman that's exactly my type, and I'm walking this way and she's walking this way, I'm not gonna cross the street to go and speak with her because like, the whole premise behind this is that you shouldn't go out your way for anything. If it's a woman, if it's an opportunity, it should come to you. It should be coming in your direction. You are not going off your path. If you're heading to the gym and she's going inside the store, don't change your path to do that. Because I have done that before. I remember I was waiting. She became my girlfriend in the end, but I remember I was supposed to be going to the gym on purpose, right? And I ended up waiting outside the store to speak with her and complimented her. I probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, I just came off genuine. And she was in a hurry. She was on her way to work. I probably would have bumped into her. She's in the neighborhood. I probably would have bumped into her and would have attracted her naturally if I just stayed on purpose, because we ended up going to the same gym. So could have just eventually met her at the gym. So I just don't recommend going out your way for anything, or allow interactions to happen organically and as naturally as possible. So I remember there was a time, so that first story I told you was way back. But yeah, there was a time, 2023 now, so a few years ago, I was at the beach. I was walking on the shore with my Rasta hanging, walking, and a girl caught my attention. She was looking at me, I was looking at her, like we were both walking this way, and then we just connected. It was all in the eyes. It's all in the eyes. So ideally, the best, so you shouldn't go out your way for anything, and you should approach a woman who's giving you eye contact, who's giving you signals, who's smiling at you maybe, who's giving you some kind of indication that, hey, yes, you're okay to approach me. And whilst there are benefits to looking dangerous, from a protection standpoint, you need to have energy that's warm enough for women to give you signals. Like, I've had women waving at me. Like, there was a particular girl at one of my last apartments. I was on my balcony and I was always looking at her. She was looking at me, and one time she just waved. That was the indication. Then next thing you know, I wrote my number on a piece of paper. I'm old school. That wrote my number on a piece of paper, and when I passed her on the street, I just gave it to her. You don't need to converse. Like, Riz is bullshit. Like, if she's feeling you, she's feeling you. You don't need Riz. So you don't need, like, I've pulled bitches in Crocs, bad bitches in Crocs. Like, you don't need a fresh haircut. Don't touch barbershops. Like, it's all BS. If she likes you and she likes your energy, and if you're working on yourself, you're going to be attracting women towards you. So you see these videos all the time. I see it all the time. There's a Nick, what's his name? King 68 Degree. He's just tall, takes care of himself, dresses fashionably, and he attracts women. You don't need to go out of your way. And even if you do approach, you've been invited. So that's, obviously it's manly to approach. It's quite feminine to just allow women to approach you all the time, but not every man can do that. I've been approached before, women stopping me on the street. I don't really like it. I've been catcalled and all this stuff. Don't really like it, especially when my energy is radiating high. And another thing is that energy can't be felt through the screen. So sometimes you might not understand something. It's because this is a screen. This is not reality. You can't really feel somebody's energy unless you're in their presence. So in terms of approaching women, don't go out your way for it. And I don't recommend complimenting, because when it happens naturally, you don't have to worry or think about what to say. But yeah, I just want to give you a brief story, because again, I personally, yes, I do cold approach, but I don't go out my way for it, if that makes sense. So it has to happen in a nice circumstance. Even if she's maybe not giving me signals, if I find her attractive, I might still shoot my shot, if that makes sense. But again, you're not crossing the road, you're not tapping shoulders and she's turning around, because I've done all that when I was in America, tapping girls on the shoulders, doing all this. Online dating is way easier, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't do that anymore. So there was a particular girl, so I'm in the top floor of my apartment complex right here, and there was a particular girl. I noticed her from ages, but I basically had a situation. I was just like, let me leave that. So I noticed her obviously immediately, and if I'm noticing her, she's noticing me. It's just simple. That's the kind of mindset you have to have. And eventually, when my situation died out, I seen her, and I seen her, and I introduced myself. I was like, hey, blah blah blah. Didn't compliment her, didn't do anything. Just keep calm, because when your value is high, because hey, I'm on top of my shit. I'm rich. I'm handsome, I'm making a lot of money. Hey, all ego aside, I'm making a lot more money than my peers right now. So I've got nothing to really like feel some type of way about. Sometimes, like when I was broke, maybe I was never broke. Let me say, when I had less money, I was probably less inclined to do certain things, or because hey, I don't even want to get too much into it. So I approached her. I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And girls can feel energy as well. So I was like, "Yo, what's up?" Blah blah blah. I'd like to get your number. That's what I said. And by the way, I'm speaking foreign languages out this bitch, man. I said I'd like to get your number. She was nah. Basically, she just rejected me. Like she was like, I was like, so what is that? No, like you got a man. Like what's good? She was like, she said we will talk, and then I was like, alright, cool. So I just took that as a rejection. I was like, cool, whatever. And I just left it. So, in fact, so weeks passed. Obviously, I had seen her, and there was a few interactions where I'm coming in and she's going out, like the door, like the gate, and I just said hi. Just kept it calm, just kept it unaffected because I was unaffected. It's not a big deal. I reminded of another story as well. This is why I don't like going out my way, and this is a great story because every time I go out my way for a woman, it always works against me. So I left it until I was like, next time we clash naturally in favorable settings for me, because it has to be a favorable setting for me. Like if, for example, I live in a tight neighborhood, close knit, people gossip around here. I'm not trying to be chirping up girls and chatting up girls on the street where everyone's watching me. It's just not good for the reputation that I have in the area. And my reputation is low key, no drama, cold, stoic, just doing what I need to do, getting back to business. So I don't really want to be seen as blah blah blah. So you know what I'm saying. So I always recommend. It doesn't even matter where you are, to just keep it low key. It's always better to be low key. So maybe I'll say about 3 weeks later, she pulls up on man, and so yeah, we're entering at the same time. I say, hey, like what's up? Again, I said I'm still waiting for your number because she didn't actually say yes. She didn't say no. And then she was like, "Why?" I said, "Look, I want to know you, basically." And bear in mind, I'm not speaking in English because in English, what I'm saying, and that's the thing, I don't really need to raise her. I don't need to compliment her. The fact that I'm approaching her is compliment enough. So that's what you guys need to understand. Don't ever pull up to you. Like, I mean, I have done it before and it's been successful. It's like, look, I'm not even gonna lie, you're extremely gorgeous. I have to get to know you. I have done that before, but I don't typically do it. So, and then she was just like, "All right, fine." And she gave me her number. So she eventually gave me her number. Within the week, I smashed. And this is even a recent one. Within the week, I smashed. And I asked her afterwards. I was like, so why did you reject, man? Because it's like, it's either you feeling the nigga or you're not. First time I pulled up on her, I smashed, by the way. And I didn't have no conversation, just texted her back and forth a few times, organized the link. Bruh. And I asked her, I was like, why didn't you give me your number the first time? And she literally told me, she was like, sometimes it's good to test people to see how they react. And it's good. Any attractive woman should reject phone numbers. Like, they want to see how persistent you are. They want to see if you're going to flip out. Fuck you, you're ugly anyway. Because that's what a lot of weak men do. It's crazy. I just kept it moving, kept it rolling. And I had seen her, like, when I was walking, she was, like, looking back at me and shit. I knew she was feeling the kid. That's the kind of energy you have to have. And there was another time I was at the beach. I was doing a cleanse. I wasn't trying to swim. I was just trying to cleanse myself spiritually. So I entered the beach early morning. I think it was like a Monday. It was a Sunday morning or Monday morning, just random. The beach was quiet. It was empty. And I see two girls like swimming, playing, having fun. One of them, oh my goodness, I'm not even gonna cap. And this is one of the drawbacks of approaching girls at the beach, but her body was just outrageous. And they left the beach and I left. I was getting ready to go home because again, I wasn't swimming. And I kind of went out of my way for her. This was even within the last 4 weeks. I kind of went out of my way for her. Like, she was walking this way and I kind of swiveled to try and make a connection. And I didn't even speak in the local language. I spoke in this accent right here to see if it would change anything. And she basically just rejected. She was like, I was like, yo, what's up? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Back and forth. And I was like, look, I'd like to get your number. And then she was like, I don't have a phone. And I was just like, bruh, I've heard that one before. Like, Gen Z, really? Like, stop it. I was like, look, if you're not interested, you could just say it's cool, you don't want to. Like, and then she was like, no, I don't have a phone. I'm like, maybe, because there are some beach girls. that don't have phones truly. But yeah, that's just an example. I went out my way for it, and I've got loads and loads of examples of when I go out my way for it. Or even if I don't go out my way for it, but if the situation is not favorable for me, if I don't like the situation, I'm not gonna approach it. And that way, you just keep things coming to you organically. So yeah, man, that's my 2 cents on the topic. Anyway.